let's get down to business. Right. So this week is a very interesting week. It's a very interesting week looking at some of the things that we have. Looking at the DXY, I think I've mentioned over and over that the DXY is currently overly bullish for the next coming weeks and whatever. It's going to be entirely bullish. So looking at its bullish nature, we're looking forward to that's our major target for that bullish movement of the DXY. That's why all the pairs that are indirectly related to the DXY, we are anticipating the opposite, which is going to be also a major bearish move for that entire time that the DXY will be also bullish like that for that entire time. So obviously it won't go up in a straight line, but eventually we are anticipating the overall movement to be bullish, right? So even if we look inside here, we also did this shift here. And looking at this, that's a high, that's a low, right? And here they broke this. And here, if they seem already as if they've touched already here. So if they touched it already this level, they're not coming to touch again. So most likely this week, we're just looking forward for a bullish DXY. A bullish DXY is what we're just looking forward to. The next weekly candle, which is going to be the weekly candle of this week, we're just looking forward to something like this to clear or finish this movement to the upside on the DXY. Right? Nothing much to really even emphasize there. It's as clear as day. It's as clear as day. Even if we go to the lower time frames, we're just going there, but it's not even necessary per se. So that's the overall. According to the weekly, we're just looking forward to that continuation there. Let me mark some levels here on the 8 hour. They did break there. Then here they also did sort of like break. Let me confirm with the 4 hour. So it will just be if they're going to pull back, it will just be a slight pullback, maybe into these regions. But overall, we're looking forward to an ultimate push into that high there. So indeed, yeah, that's a level, that's a leg there. So the only pullback that they might do is a pullback into this level here. That's the only pullback that the DXY might do, of which the most funny thing is by the time it will be pulling back, falling, that's the same time that our other pairs might also be pulling back, maybe buying. It's a very simple correlation that is there. Very simple correlation that is there. So this is what might most likely happen this week, but overall, we're looking forward for it to come and take out that level up there. So nothing much to emphasize there on the dollar index. Let's look at our main indices pairs. Our main indices starting from the US30. US30, let me delete my current analysis. Do I have an analysis already? Oh, yes, I have. My US30, which is indirectly related to the DXY. Looking at the internal structure here, strongly bullish. But up there, they've done something interesting, which is basically an inducement to the downside, which is most likely a beginning of a pullback. And that pullback, I'm anticipating it to reach at least down there. There are also other levels that are there, and even this one, which is a minor level. I'm talking about this downside inducement that has begun on the daily. It's actually confirmed, fully confirmed that it's an inducement according to daily. So that being a downside inducement, like that on the daily, it's actually the beginning of most likely our major bearish pullback on the US30, right? So after we realize that we now have that downside inducement on the daily, all we now need on the lower time frames is just a simple inducement to the upside, a simple pullback, to the upside before we continue that whole movement down. We just need a simple pullback to the upside on the lower time frames, which is going to guide us on the entry, right? So because here the daily is already confirmed, and also here the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, you literally realize that here 50%, there 88%, those will be major targets for the sales that we're going to partake on. Then looking forward to, let me go back to the daily so that I show you something else as well. Because on the daily as well, I have a demand which is slightly here, where they can even tap onto before the pullback. So they can literally do something like this on the daily, continue pushing, then give a pullback, continue, blah, 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 blah. If they're going to keep on buying, they have to do something like that. So we just need to go to the 8-hour, 4-hour, look at some further information that we need, or that might help us there. So looking at the 8-hour time frame, you can see here this was all bearish coming to the downside, and they left a very important supply area to the upside, which is an extreme supply, which is beautiful. We know that most likely they will come and tap it before they just keep on. So I'll just mark something like this, mark everything like that, or you can just mark even this individual supply area like that. So a move that I'm anticipating this week is they can even pull back to this mini supply drop, do like this. Then once they shift to the upside, we'll take buys, we'll buy into the supply area. Then once they shift, we'll sell all the way back to this leg down there. So this is the main moves that I'm anticipating this week. Is just a continuation of this current inside bearish structure, which is low, that's a high, that's a low, that's a high, here that's a low, that's a high, that's a low. So they can even pull back to this high, then continue selling. So now on the lower time frames, going to 1 hour, you can easily mark the correct level there. And even let's see 2 hour, where we can even mark the correct leg there. The correct leg here, it's basically, we can see this supply area here. That's the simple level there that they can basically pull back onto before they continue selling into this demand that I saw on the daily, right? So now the confirmations that you need now before you just jump into that sell there. Number one, you need to wait for the market to I was talking about this upside shift, whereby once you see this upside shift on 15-minute, definitely you know that that pullback buy has begun, and the beginning of that pullback buy, it can even give you the short-term buys into that area, right? Once you get short-term buys into that area, you don't quickly sell just by us stepping into that zone. So even here, they can even continue then do this. That will be opportunity for buys. You buy. Once they tap into the level, once they do this shift, you now take those sells. First target is here. Second target is that major demand to the downside. So this is the first main important move for the week, which we are looking forward to, especially on Monday, which the market is almost opening in a few hours from now. So this is the first main move. Once they shift here to the upside, you can even take short-term buys. Once they tap into this region and they shift, you can now take those sells. First TP will be there, second TP will be here. So that's what we're looking forward to on the US30. Nothing much to add on. Nothing much to add on. Everything is as clear as day. Everything is as clear as day. Everything is as clear as day. Going on to gold. Gold, I also have a very because the structure doesn't fully confirmed anything serious as yet, so it's not even yet seriously a high probability thing to really focus on. So gold, looking at the 24-hour, they need to induce here first before they can pull back into these other levels down there. So we don't need to even waste time looking at everything else. Here, looking at the 8-hour, before they come there, obviously here they must have done this on the 8-hour. Same thing, I think it's also the same level with the 4-hour. It's also the same level with the 4-hour. So here, if they're going to sell, they have to wipe this out. They can even come to this supply area, continue selling up until they take out this leg. They can even take the whole week just to finish this move. If they're going to sell, they're going to do something like this, right? But if they're not going to sell as yet, if they are going to buy maybe from where they are and just continue with this bullish movement that we are seeing, right? If they're going to just continue this bullish movement that we are seeing, if they're going to continue there, what are the signs that we need to see? If they're going to buy, here from where they are, if they're going to buy from where they are, you just need to go to 15M. Going to 15M, it's as simple as day, whereby we have this internal bearish structure. Once they shift to the upside, which is this, you can even buy. You buy. Your TP is obviously up there. Then even if they come to this supply area and they now shift the structure, you just need to quickly come out of that buy. because they'll be trying obviously to now reverse now, because them failing to take out the high there, then reversing below the level, most likely they'll be coming to reverse. So if they're going to buy, they have to do this, then we buy. But if they are going to keep on selling, they will do something like this, maintain that overall bearish thing up until they take out that level. Then after they take out the level, then once they shift to the upside, that's when you can even take buys into that supply area. Then once they take the supply area, then you can even take sells to the downside. So gold is also as clear as day. Looking forward to Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also very clear because it's actually following behind the US30. It's also following behind the structure of the US30. Looking at Nasdaq and US30, remember I told you one thing yesterday, that they have a delayed direct correlation, and that direct correlation, there's always one who is ahead of the other. So this was basically the internal structure there. That was our last breakout structure here. That being our last breakout structure, the market kept on pushing to the upside, no inducement to the downside, no any meaningful inducement to the downside. So here, this is the inducement there according to the daily, which is literally this level. So US30 has already taken this out already. So Nasdaq is also yet to take this out. So by the time Nasdaq takes out this level, we will be looking forward maybe to even it to push maybe into this demand before it even gives that pullback. So Nasdaq is actually following behind what our US30 is doing. So knowing that it's following behind and knowing that it hasn't induced on the daily, it can also give us confidence to show you that there are certain buys. So here, looking at the 4 hour, 8 hour, I mean, the first demand is there, which they can even tap onto for the pullback. So you can just mark the first one there and just leave it like that. Once structure taps there and shifts, that will be a sort of like short-term buying opportunity, buying to sell basically. So looking at our 8 hour, that's basically a change of character per se, because that daily inducement, when you're looking at it from a lower time frame, it will basically appear as a change of character. So once they succeed to fully do this, like what yesterday has done, then the shift to the upside will give us buys. Then once they tap into this extreme supply, we also need a shift to the downside, which will give us these sells to the downside. So that's our main supply area that hasn't been tapped. And if they manage to also break through even this level and even come to the extreme level like that, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why the shift is very important after they tap the level. So the shift is always a confirmation and a confluence that is very necessary before you just jump into a position. So yeah, they still have room and the chance to complete this move, which on the 4 hour, that's a change of character. As I said, that's our change of character leg there. This was our inducement leg here to the left. So there, if we know that they are most likely going to follow through like what US30 has done, if they are going to continue like that, it means here we need to continue this move first, then maybe tap into this demand before any shift to the upside, which will be pullback buys. So here, looking inside here, they are still yet to even take out this internal leg according to the H1, because according to the H1, their previous lower high, internal lower high is this one. Their lower low is this one, and their lower high is this one, and they are targeting to take out that lower low, obviously. So now, when you go to 15 minutes, that's where you'll see also the opportunity that it can actually present to you this week, which will be before they come and take out your previous leg, which is basically this one. So they have to can even give you a slight pullback into this supply area here. So that pullback into this internal supply area on 15M can even give you sales on Nasdaq. So that's also a very simple trade as well. Entering here, once you go to 5 minutes or 1 minute, you'll see a shift. Once you see a shift like that, you take sales. First TP will be here. Second TP will basically be down here as well. So this is our first main trade expectation for Nasdaq, especially on Monday, as the market is about to open now. That's the first anticipation. Then once we take out that, we anticipate a continuation of sales up until we tap this. Then once we tap there, we anticipate a shift now to the upside, which will be reversal buys. Once we take those reversal buys, then we'll look also to continuation sales up there. But basically, this is the first main move that I'm anticipating. Once they tap that level, you just go to 5 minutes or 1 minute, you'll see that shift. Once you see that shift, you strike. That will be a high probability sell, because internally they are bearish, as well as that external structure of even that lower time frame is also bearish. So that will also be a very good setup or opportunity for you to take this week as well on Nasdaq. You take that, it will just be maintaining those bearish can even give another pullback, do like this, blah, blah. So it will just be selling up until maybe they tap that demand before the reversal buys to the upside. So that's the idea behind Nasdaq. It's actually following through what we're anticipating on US30. So going forward to GBPUSD, which is one of our main currency pairs, GBPUSD, what I like about it, it has changed character to the downside. It changing character to the downside is it's a very exciting thing, on my side, because we are looking forward to this major break of structure to the downside. Because here to the left, they've already changed major character to the downside, right? So all we're now waiting for was, that's a major leg there. All we're now waiting for was this pullback, which happened obviously in the beginning here. That was our lower low. Then here, we now have that as our lower high, basically, according to the structure. So that being our lower high, we can even anticipate a pullback before we continue dropping to this main target. And that main target there, it can be reached in, it can take even weeks just to get to that main target. So here, that's my supply area that I'm looking at on the daily, which they can most probably pull back onto before they continue selling. They can't just change character. After changing character, then they just keep going as if there's nothing that happened. So that's the internal change of character, or the internal downside shift. According to the daily, it actually appears as a as a downside inducement, right? And if you know that inducement also, if that inducement is in alignment with the order flow, it can also be literally be called a change of character. That's something also. So looking at 8-hour time frame, we have some levels here that we are still having. We have this one there. We have tabbed that supply area up there. So I have two levels actually here on the 8-hour. And those two levels, they're basically going to be a guidance also to what's going on. So one of the things that I always anticipate is for them to come and wipe this trend line liquidity, which is, let's say, I can even draw the trend line like this or even like this. So you basically be anticipating to come and wipe that before we just continue to the downside. So here, what we're now just looking forward to inside structure, they were just looking forward to a shift. Once they shift inside there, then we are going to look at the response of the price once it taps into this first major level. Once it taps into the first major level, then we just need to see how price is going to behave. Once it shifts inside that level, we'll definitely take our swing sales from there. But if it doesn't shift, definitely they'll be coming for that next one up there that I'm looking at as well. So here, all you now need is a shift of structure on the 15-minute. Once you get that shift of structure on the 15-minute, you can even take those pullback buys. You'll be buying to sell, basically. So you'll be shocked maybe that this week on GU can basically be a buying to sell week, a simple buying to sell week on GU. So here on GU, the simple structure shift that must happen is this one. Once they do that shift, definitely you can possibly actually start to take simple. So yeah, this is one leg, this is one leg, this is one leg, this is one leg. This is one leg, leg. So once we do this shift, that will be the beginning of buys. You can even take these pullback buys. That can be a short-term first TP, but I'm anticipating it to break beyond this level. That's a short-term TP, but I'm anticipating to come all the way into that first major level that I said it's our first main supply area. So yeah, once that 15-minute shifts, definitely our first target, basically, it can be this inducement because on the 4-hour, that's basically an inducement, right? Because all of this is just an inducement. They induced, they broke, they came, they broke here, man. I mean, that's the break there. So here they can also induce here, which can be our first target. Once they take out that, you can even target that supply area. So GU this week mainly, it can most probably be giving those pullback buys to the upside. But just wait for that shift as well before you jump in those buys. You don't just buy because we mentioned you buy after the confirmation has happened. So GU, we're done. Moving on to Euro USD. Euro USD going to the daily. It has also changed character to the downside. That was the change of character there. On EU, EU seems like it's actually sort of like ahead, sort of like kind of ahead of GU, because GU, according to the structure on GU, it has basically now changed character. So this pullback that you saw on Euro, on GU, maybe that's the pullback of this week, right? Then the continuation down. So on Euro, now all we broke structure here. All we are now just anticipating is maybe another pullback also into that supply area. Let me go to the 8-hour. Another pullback into that 8-hour supply area. There's this 8-hour supply area that I'm having. There's also another one that I'm seeing here, right? But now the difference between this one and that one, the difference is one, because according to this overall structure, we are bearish, right? And inside here, we maintain bearish legs up until we finish the move. So maintaining bearish legs can even mean even these internal bearish levels can also be respected, because internally, I can see that here, there was a bearish structure. They broke here. There was a bearish structure. So they can also even respect that that inside bearish structure. That's why I say this is uh, our first lookout for those swing sells. But mainly, we're looking forward for pullback buys as well on Euro USD as well this week. I think I also marked some levels. Let me see. So 1 hour. That's our last leg is this. They can even come this. Once they do this shift, you can actually take those pullback buys. Once as they tap there, then you now take sales upon the shift to the downside, which is simply like this. So Euro USD is also almost closely similar to GU. Then we also have USD JPY. USD JPY on the highest of time frames, they are strongly bullish, and they are strongly bullish inside there. You can literally see that even this inside structure is also bullish. That inside structure being bullish, they can even pull back into these levels before they continue buying, right? Because there's a level that I marked there. I marked that based on Fibonacci, which is negative 27%. Then I said they can literally pull back into this area or this area before even the overall. Then once they get there, then they can do the overall pullback before the overall continuation. So going to the 8-hour, 8-hour time frame, that's an inducement leg. It's actually here, right? An inducement leg. Once they induce, they definitely will be knowing they'll be coming for these supply area, demand areas. That one, that's the first one. The second one is literally around here. That's the second one. So first one, second one, those will be your TPs for those cells that you'll be taking from there. Then going down to the 1-hour time frame, all we now just need is confirmation. On the 1 hour, structure was basically bullish. The last bullish structure that I'm seeing is basically around here. That's the last break that I'm seeing. So even this pullback, that's why I said your first TP can even be around this level. Looking at that level as well, if we refine it, we actually have a demand which is literally around here. So that can be mainly our first TP for the sales. First tip for the sales. Let's look at 30 minutes. If it has confirmed already 30 minutes, they have confirmed already to the downside. That was one leg up, one leg down, one leg up, down, one leg up, down, one leg up, down, one leg up, then down, then one leg up, then eventually they shifted to the downside. So yeah, they are actually on a selling zone or selling opportunity on USD JPY. That's a selling opportunity where they are. That's why I actually gave that setup there. So this one, we are basically looking forward to sales. From where it is, we're looking forward to sales into around this demand is our first main TP. Once we tap there, we anticipate if they're going to continue, they're definitely not supposed to shift structure even after they tap in that level. So that's one of our main trade ideas for the week on USD JPY. Right. Looking at odd USD, it's also looking odd, also looking very odd, very odd, in the sense that the main reason why I'm saying that is the way it's looking odd. That's a major leg. That's a major leg. So according to this now, it's also kind of confluencing also what the other pairs that are opposing the dollar are doing, which is basically a fall, right? That's not even a question. Because inside here, let me remove this and this so that I do and show you the right thing. Right. So inside here, we have this level. We have this level. We did a break here, and we haven't done a break here. That's now also another very important thing. We haven't done a break there. So us not doing a break there, our legs holding this structure are still these ones because they are not taken out as yet. So them not being taken out as yet, it simply means there's still room for even this pair to even continue selling. So that other structure that they might have presented inside there might have been a structure to basically divert your attention from the main move. So yeah, that was an adjustment, that was a break. And here you can literally see that they are bearish. This is a simple bearish market. Simple bearish market, simple bearish market. So here we have lower low. That's a low. We have a high and a higher low. So here we are targeting to take out this level. All right. Targeting to take out that level. This is no longer of importance. Let me remove this. Right. This is my current structure now. So according to my current structure, I'm looking forward for the market to take out this level. Once they take out that level, then we can even have a pullback into this supply before we continue taking out TP1 and TP2 like that. Because overall, you can see we're bearish. That's a lower high, lower high. Then we have to come and take out this and make a lower low, maybe around these levels there. So this one, it's also doing the same similar thing of being bearish. Let me go to the 8-hour and find further confluence to that. Let me remove this. Right, this is the 8-hour time frame. They've induced the upside. After inducing the upside, they can even come and break there before the pullback. They can even come and break there before the pullback. So that will be a good, very good sell from there. So this one, mainly, I'm just anticipating maybe a continuation to take out this level. Once they take out that level, they can even tap this and tap to demand, where there's also a fair value gap. Then from there, they can even do a simple pullback like this. A simple pullback. So yeah, they did a upside shift as well as the downside shift, just in case someone tries to argue. Upside shift happened, downside shift happened. So now we can even anticipate a pullback into that downside leg that did the move. So here we're anticipating something like this on or USD. So we're basically also mostly, obviously, maybe going to catch some continuation sells. Then once it tap into the demand, we anticipate some pullback buys to sell. Looking at the 4-hour, nothing much. Something 1 hour. They can literally continue, right? They can even literally continue from where they are. Did they touch this supply? They touched it. If they touched it, they're literally going to continue selling. Sell, maybe give you those pullbacks, blah, 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 blah. Sell up until they tap that demand. Once they tap that demand, and I'm anticipating a shift of structure. Once structure shifted upside, we'll take pullback buys. Then after pullback buys, then we'll take pullback sells on top there. I don't know if you guys are we in agreement? Are we in agreement? Are we in agreement? So yeah, it's just a continuation of sales up until they take out this as well as tap into this demand. Once they tap into that demand, anticipate a shift of structure to the upside. So guys, I think this is everything that I wanted to share. I don't want to waste much time being here so that the video is also made short. See you tomorrow on see you tomorrow on TikTok actually. See you tomorrow on TikTok. Make sure you rewatch the video so that you don't miss those entry setups that we spoke about. Make sure you watch the video to the fullest.